Ooh, doggy. All right. It's time for another Whiskey Fireside chat. I haven't had one for a while. I don't even know which number this is. I'm just going to write it down again on the bottom. So, I have a book out. A complete guide to winter camping. I have not written a book in at least 3 years. And I think at one point I was writing a book per year. This is book number 16 for me. Life got distracting for a while, so I got away from writing. But now I got one out, and I'm quite excited about it. Okay, go lie down. I got one hyper dog. I love my dog, by the way. She's really smart. Because this is a special occasion, I'm getting one of my favorite whiskeys out. Balvenie Double Wood, 12-year-old. Love this stuff. That sound. Did you hear that? All right. Just a wee dram. Because it's expensive stuff. Oh, cheers, everybody. Oh. That's good stuff. Very excited to actually come back to the world of being a published author. Because you're very important when you're a published author. Well, have you seen my book? Winter camping. What happened was my publisher kind of wondered where I went for a while, and yeah, I finally said, yeah, I think I'm ready to write a book now. So I gave him a list of ideas, and on the very bottom was winter camping, because I really didn't think a major publisher like Firefly would touch a small subject like winter camping, because there's not a lot of people who go winter camping. Well, there should be. There should be lots of people going winter camping. That was their first choice. They thought, great idea. And what I did is I sort of said, okay, well, if we're going to do winter camping, it's not going to be like all the others that I've seen. Yeah, we'll talk about cold camping, we'll talk about hammocking, we'll talk about snow caves, quinceys, four-season tents, and things like that. But I really want to emphasize hot tenting, the idea of using a prospector tent with a wood stove inside, because I'm smart. Not that I don't do all those others. I'll stay in snow cave and quincy and stuff like that. I've done that before, or even a tarp. But when it's during the prime season of winter, like cold of February, late January, the idea of pulling a prospector tent on your freight toboggan, setting up in the woods, getting a stove inside, and it's minus 40 outside, but it's actually 30 degrees inside. Just amazing how warm it can be and how comfortable. So you're not surviving out there. You're not saying, hey, I survived winter and then freezing. You're actually enjoying yourself. And I think that's really important, because I'm the happy camper. I'm not a survivalist. I like living out there, not trying to survive. Yeah, so they asked me to write the book. The only problem is, I remember when they asked that, it was actually last year in December, and they said, gosh, we'll have to have the manuscript in like 3 or 4 months. I went, what? And I did it. I've never written a book in 3 or 4 months. Usually it takes about a year. Also, I kind of panicked too, because I wouldn't consider myself an expert of winter camping. I've done it a lot, I enjoy it, but there's a lot more other people out there that I know personally that are far better to get information from than myself. So I thought, hey, wait a minute, I have an idea. Why not include them in the book? And what I did is I created some sidebars and everything else and asked a whole bunch of other people to contribute. Some really important writers, like Garrett, excuse yourself, Angel, you all right? Oh, I'm all right, Kevin. All right. Winter's coming, I got a cold. Winter is coming, it's going to snow tonight. First time it's going to get to minus 10, wind chill minus 20. Wow. Oh yeah, so for the introduction I got Garrett Conover. And Garrett Conover is like the god of winter trekking. Winter trekking, Snow Walker's Companion, he wrote. Really nice guy too. I got to know him through this process, and really nice guy, very talented, very informative, and yeah, really cool that I got him. And then I just called some other people and I said, hey, like Colin Angus, I know him, he's the guy that traversed around the world self-propelled, and yeah, he wrote a piece. Then I got Hat Wilson, great guy, I've known him for years. He wrote a piece on how to check ice and ice safety. I got David Hatfield, singer-songwriter, really amazing guy. Check his music out, the guy's incredible. He's big on winter camping, and I included his song on winter camping, but also a huge piece he wrote on how to put a fly, or why put a fly over your hot tent. And then I got Boris. Boris actually was the first guy that introduced me to hot tenting years and years ago, and then he wrote a piece on how to repair your wooden snowshoes. And I got Dave and Kai Moran from Lure of the North, and known them for years. They're incredible. They're an outfit that lives up northern Ontario, and they take people out winter trekking. They wear the traditional anoraks and traditional snowshoes, and also they wrote a piece on how to make your own wick bindings and how to put them on your winter moccasins. I got, who did else I get? Oh yeah, Chris Townsend, a really famous writer that I'm reading for years. He lives in Scotland along the Spey River, so he's got to be a great guy. John Turk, I love that guy's writing. If you haven't checked his stuff out, check him out. He's more of a poet than anything, and he wrote a piece on how to just keep going when you're solo tripping and how to keep propelling yourself forward and why, and just a really good piece. I also had Jim Bard, the guy that won Alone, and I've known him for a few years too, and he wrote a piece on taking your dog winter camping and why you should. There's even a piece on why I take my daughter winter camping. Then I got Glenn Cooper from social media. He's got a great video series on YouTube on winter camping, and very knowledgeable guy, and he threw a piece in there as well. Ooh, all right. Oh, and also got Jim Stevens from Eureka to talk about cold tenting, what makes a cold season tent or 4-season tent. Oh yeah, and I got Paul Curley, a really good guy. I went canoeing with him on the Spey River. He's a bushcraft instructor in the UK and has an amazing podcast and a blog and makes great videos. And yeah, I got him to talk about axes and knives because I don't know too much about that. Spoons, the guy that works with him, he did a piece on setting up a tarp in the winter. And am I forgetting anybody? I probably am. Yes, Dwayne from Snow Trucker. He wrote a piece on the whole idea of hot tenting and why it's so special. And amazing tents, by the way. Then I've got Custom Sewing, Dan Cook from Custom Sewing. He actually makes his hot tent out of nylon. So he talks about the goods and bads of it. So that's a really good piece. I also got Camper Christina that I've actually gone canoe trips with her. She wrote a piece on how to make your own TP because those hot tents are pretty expensive, so she made her own. What else? Who else I got? I know there's someone I know. No, Spoon, Colin, Angus, I meant, Chris Townsend mentioned, Hat Wilson, Now here's the thing, I asked a lot more people. In fact, the book was like 89,000 words, and I just went crazy writing this thing. And then I went to the publisher and they knocked it down to 50. So there's a lot of people that didn't get in. I'm so sorry. I will make sure I use that information on my blog for Explore Magazine throughout the winter. Yeah, they took out my entire chapter on cook recipes, camp recipes. That's life in the publishing world, to be quite honest. That's normal. So I just have to get over that. All right. Well, book number 16, Complete Guide to Winter Camping. Really nervous right now because I haven't heard a review yet. So I'm a little nervous because it's like, you might buy a really good pair of shoes that you think that are looking good on you, and then later on everybody's giggling and laughing saying those aren't really proper shoes. So I'm kind of worried. All right. Cheers. Book number 16. What do you got, dog? Angel, there's a bit of write-up on Angel, winter camping. She doesn't like winter camping. All right. Book number 16, Whisky Fireside Chat.